The wisdom of the Whispering Woods. In the heart of the golden savannah lived a young elephant named Jabari. Jabari had big, floppy ears that caught every breeze and even bigger dreams of exploring every corner of the world. He loved to splash in the water and race the gazelles across the tall grass. To Jabari, every day was a grand adventure waiting to happen. One hot afternoon, the oldest elephant in the herd, Mzee, gathered all the young ones under the shade of a giant baobab tree. Mzee's skin was wrinkled like a map of the world, and his tusks were long and ivory. "Listen closely," Mzee rumbled, his voice like rolling thunder. "The rains have come early to the Whispering Woods. The ground there has turned into sticky, hungry mud. Do not go there today." Jabari listened, but his stomach did a little flip of excitement. He had heard that the Whispering Woods grew the sweetest, juiciest marula fruit in the whole valley. He turned to his friend, a young elephant named Nia. "Mzee is just being extra careful because he is old," Jabari whispered. "I'm fast and strong. I can get the fruit and be back before the sun sets." Nia shook her head, but Jabari was already trotting away. "Come on, Nia. Don't you want a snack?" he called out. Reluctantly, Nia followed him. They left the safety of the open plain and headed toward the thick, dark green trees that lined the edge of the valley. The air grew cooler and smelled of damp earth and sweet flowers. As they entered the Whispering Woods, Jabari led the way. The ground felt different here, soft and bouncy. With every step, his heavy feet made a little squish sound. "See?" Jabari laughed, trunk reaching up to pluck a golden fruit from a low branch. "The ground isn't hungry. It's just soft like a pillow." Suddenly, Jabari took a step forward, and his front leg didn't stop at the surface. Squelch! The mud swallowed his leg up to his knee. He tried to pull it out, but the more he wiggled, the deeper he sank. The mud felt thick and heavy, like wet cement pulling at him from below. "Nia, I'm stuck," he cried, his voice trembling. Nia rushed forward and tried to grab Jabari's trunk with her own, pulling with all her might. But Nia was small, and the mud was very strong. "I can't pull you out," Nia gasped, her feet starting to slip too. Jabari's eyes went wide with fear. "Go get help, Nia. Run and find Mzee." Nia turned and raced back toward the baobab tree as fast as her legs could carry her. She found Mzee and told him what had happened. Back in the woods, the ground began to tremble. Mzee appeared through the trees, moving with a steady, powerful grace. He didn't look angry. He looked calm and focused. Mzee walked to the very edge of the mud. He wrapped his powerful, strong trunk around Jabari's middle. "Steady now, young one," Mzee said softly. With a slow, mighty heave, Mzee lifted Jabari straight up out of the muck. Jabari felt the mud let go with a loud pop, and suddenly he was back on solid, dry grass. Jabari was covered in gray mud from his belly to his toes, but he had never been happier to be dirty. "I'm sorry, Mzee," he whispered, hanging his head. "I thought I knew better than you." Mzee patted Jabari's head gently with his trunk. "Our advice isn't a fence to keep you in, Jabari. It's a map to keep you safe. Experience is a gift we give to the young." From that day on, Jabari always listened to the elders, knowing that their stories were the best guide for any adventure.